We're going to go over a patent that nobody's talking about that everybody should be talking about. This is smartphone and app for personal pathogen status verification at point of entry into an area of congregation. Take a look at the date. Very new stuff. See the date. Abstract, a smartphone and app executed on the smartphone are used for personal pathogen status verifying that allows an entity to control access to an area of congregation, an AOC, at one or more points of entry, POE. In one embodiment, the system may be used for the SARS-CoV-2 virus, but may be similarly used for other pathogens. This is just one of the many patents that are outlining the future for our country. Not only does this patent say that the tests and vaccinations are the same thing, as you can see here, it says the test described in this application may be performed using PCR. The use of the words test and testing in this application should be construed to include the confirmed execution of other medical procedures such as vaccination. The system of Claim 1, wherein the pathogen test is a vaccination and the pathogen test result is proof of vaccination. And we go to the very bottom, it says it again, the method of Claim 12, wherein the pathogen test is a vaccination and the pathogen test result is proof of vaccination. Not only does it tell you that the tests are a vaccination, it tells you what the tests and vaccinations are. Aspects of the method and system described herein, such as the logic, may be also implemented as functionally programmed into any variety of circuitry, including programmable logic devices such as field programmable gate arrays, programmable array logic devices, electrically programmable logic memory devices, and standard cell-based devices, as well as application-specific integrated circuits. You can pause and read a lot of this, but it says the underlying device technologies may be provided in a variety of component types. Example given, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor technologies, like complementary metal oxide semiconductor, bipolar technologies like emitter coupled logic, polymer technologies, examples given, silicon conjugated polymer and metal conjugated polymer metal structures, mixed analog and digital, and so on. It keeps going, but I wanted to show you what a field effect transistor is and CMOS technologies that they're talking about. Graphene field effect transistor biosensors have become the most promising diagnostic technology for detecting SARS-CoV-2. Look at all these articles about it, okay? Real-time COVID-19 detection via graphite oxide-based field effect transistors. COVID-19 detection via silicon nanowire field effect transistors. That's all this is in the tests. And yeah, you guessed it, these shots are the same thing, just different routes of administration. This patent right here is relating to the test swabs. It says heterogeneous integration of silicon fabricated solid microneedle sensors and CMOS circuitry. So take a look at this stuff. You will see that it is in vivo, which means inside a living organism. Status is active. The adjusted expiration is 30/28. All it does is take a quick search to find out a CMOS or complementary metal oxide semiconductor device is a device for integrated injection logic circuits. This is only a 10-minute long video, so I'm going to go over as much of this as I can. This is important because this and other patents related to this outline the future of American people. Starting right here. The disclosure is particularly applicable to a personal pathogen verification system that may be used for SARS-CoV-2, and it is in this context that the disclosure will be described. It will be appreciated, however, that the system and method has greater utility, such as to any other pathogens whose status can be tracked and reported for a user. The system conveys personal infection and/or infectability and/or vaccination status at the point of entry, a POE, into an area of congregation, an AOC, including a building, campus, business, venue, transportation vehicle, etc. The system limits AOC entry to qualified individuals, typically those who are infection-free. Businesses who deploy the system can attract customers who are fearful of close contact with other customers of unknown infection status. Stay with me, it gets worse. You won't even be able to get in your vehicle, buy anything, get on dating apps, anything without having a test or a vaccination. Can you say mark of the beast? Now, if you want, you can pause this. It's talking about flying and stuff, but we'll go right below that. Right here in one embodiment, other verifiable personal conditions may also be an input into the entry criteria to provide safety. For example, other medical personal information such as non-pathogen communicable disease information, as well as non-medical personal information such as personal criminal records. In one embodiment, a computing device executing an app such as a mobile phone and/or web-based application permits a person, a user, to locate a pathogen such as SARS-CoV-2 testing facility, schedule a test, and have the results of their test returned to the system. An alternate embodiment includes a testing unit placed in the user's home or in proximity of the business AOC, eliminating the need for a third-party testing lab. When subsequently attempting to enter an AOC through a PoE, the user presents a QR code on their computing device such as a mobile phone that is scanned by the PoE gatekeeper using their mobile phone and/or other internet-connected scanning device. A system calculated pass block is presented to the gatekeeper on their display device, either their mobile phone or display device linked to the scanning device. In some elevated security cases, a rule-driven subset of information drawn from a user's test results and their identifying information such as name, date of birth, height, driver's license, phone number, etc. is presented to the gatekeeper. Each PoE may have a set of verification rules. For example, rules for a particular PoE may require that identification, driver's license, etc. be presented that matches the test results. For some PoEs, a code will be presented to the gatekeeper and a same code will be sent to the user via SMS or through the application. User must then say the code or show it to the gatekeeper to confirm the QR code is displayed on the device in which it is generated. AoE and/or PoE specific rules are executed by the system to control entry and other enhanced security features. See further description under the usage at point of entry section below. You can pause if you want to read this, but it's talking about there's probably multiple PoEs at an area congregation, and the rules for employees may be different than for customers. This is talking about getting on flights and that you have to may require a negative SARS-CoV-2 test within 5 days. And it's not just for businesses. It says the system can be used by individuals to mutually confirm each other's status, 2 or more individuals when meeting in public or private. This confirmation can be performed using the scan of each participant user's mobile phone displayed QR code by another participant. So yeah, that's crazy in itself. Let's go to the one below it. Right here. AOCs for which the system can manage PoEs include, but are not limited to, airplanes, airports, restaurants, transportation vehicles for passengers and employees, buildings, schools, campuses, geographic regions. And yes, this patent, I might not get there, but this patent talks about geofencing and that you won't be able to cross certain areas unless you are tested and vaxxed up. Hotels, lodging, rentals, okay, Airbnb, all that, retailers, ride-sharing services, delivery services, all this stuff, okay, you won't be able to do none of it unless you are tested and vaxxed up. Skipping down because I got 2 minutes left, it says the system can be employed at geographic borders to qualify a user's entry into a controlled area. In the case of international borders, vaccination status has typically been conveyed using a paper international certificate of vaccination. The system can replace the international certificate of vaccination, allowing more accurate and rapid checking at borders. The system can be employed at the time of entry by an airline or other international transport services at check-in, by a pre-arrival visa issuing agency, or by other means. So I have about a minute left, but I'll leave the link for you guys to check it out, and you're going to want to check this out because this is going to happen. There's way too many patents for this whole system, okay, for it not to be put in place at some point in time. And yes, it goes over system on a chip. PCR, injectables, yeah. It goes over some examples of payment, and they're talking about Apple Pay, etc. But literally, this whole thing goes over that if you don't have a test or a vaccination, you will be excluded from society. Okay? And I need you guys to check this out for yourself and all the related patents. Because yes, this directly relates to the testing patent. Yes, it relates to the injectables. Okay, this is a patent to implement the beast system that is coming. Okay, why do you think they're getting rid of TikTok? So when everybody panics, nobody's going to know what's going on. So please check this out and have a good day.